Hello, Brian. Congratulations on your win. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thank you a lot. Appreciate you talking with me. Excited to be back home.
Yeah, I bet. Obviously, first thing I want to say is your team, Jimo, is doing great at the minute. You've had all the people coming out with the wins. Obviously, you've had Scott Holtzman had a tough fight, which is the only one that didn't come out with a win. But you've got Impa, you've got Joe Selecki, you've got John Salter from Bellator. Let me know if I'm missing anyone, but you've got all the team doing well at the minute.
Absolutely.
It must boost everyone with confidence to know like you're all just doing something right.
Yeah, definitely. We're putting a lot of work in the room. Scott had a tough fight against a very tough opponent, but I know he'll bounce back better than ever and come out with another win. So be right back on that horse and ready to go. We're all pumped up. We're all knowing that we're putting together victories, and there's a lot of work still left to be done. So we're just going to keep grinding and keep pushing and look to get some more victories.
Yeah. So obviously you had quite a while out before your fight at the weekend. I think you had a year off, was it?
It was a year since surgery, and I believe it was like 15 months since the last fight.
Okay. So was there any nerves like on your part going into the fight, or any ring rust or anything like that?
Absolutely not. No, I don't really believe in ring rust at all. For me, it was like, the training camp, we really pushed it. Like I said, I had no restrictions on my back, and my back was feeling great. Everything was feeling better than I ever have. So we really pushed it in training camp and got me elevated to the level I needed to be at. We did some hard sparring sessions just so that, I was acclimated to that again and being able to push. So when I got in there, it was just another day, needed to go in there and needed to perform, and I felt focused and 100% ready, and there was really no nerves, just excited to get back doing what I love.
Yeah, just itching to get back in there and fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously you beat Anthony Ivy by decision, and most of the fight you were trying to strike, and he didn't really want any part of that and was trying to take you down. What did you think he was going to do going in?
Going in, we thought he was gonna, try to strike a little bit like he does. He seems to like to try to mix it up on the feet a little bit, but we knew he was going to shoot for takedowns a lot. We knew he was going to try to take it to the ground, especially after his first performance. We figured that, he would want to try to secure a win and go for takedowns a lot. A lot of people, try to take me down anyways, think I'm just a striker, and I do have a ground game. This fight, I got a little carried away, on the takedown defense. That wasn't really my main priority. My main priority was just causing damage. So, I let him get deep into takedowns and hold me against the cage a little bit while I was just chipping away on him with some short shots. But definitely shouldn't allow that. I should be circling right off and stuffing takedowns and force him to stand back up. But my whole mindset was just cause as much damage in every situation as possible.
With that in mind, then, was it annoying that he just kept always going to the floor trying to get you down?
Not really annoying. Like I knew he was, going to do that, and I knew he was going to be persistent in it. And especially, when I was throwing shots on him on the feet, he was covering. It was honestly kind of weird. Like he was covering very well with a high guard, and making it hard for me to actually land on his face. But I felt like every time I did, it was just almost. I don't want to say he was scared, but it was just like it was weird. It was just like he would almost turn and cover high and just kind of turn away. Like he really did not like getting hit by me. So it was. I'm not surprised he went for so many takedowns, but he did well. He hung in there and he also swung back. So I respect him for it.
Yeah, it was a good fight. I enjoyed watching it. And obviously, you mentioned before about your back. You had to come back from your back injury. Was that 100% when you went into the fight, and you still feel 100% coming out as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It was 100% going in. I felt better than I ever have. There was no restrictions in training, no, anything happening during training or anything like that. Like my back was 100% ready to go. And even after the fight, during the fight, it was no issues. I didn't go into the fight even thinking, okay, is my back going to hold up? It was just like, okay, it's time to go. And, whatever happens. But it was 100%. Even now, it feels great. I have no issues, no restrictions, no nothing. So, man, it's better than I could have hoped. That's for sure.
Yeah, and obviously you're coming off 2 losses as well, with one of them being a really good fight against Luque, but possibly fight of the year that year. But Did you feel any extra pressure coming off 2 losses?
No, not at all. I fought, some of the best guys in the world, man, at welterweight, and those are where my losses are. Even Randy Brown, he's an up and coming, he's a stud too. Those were my losses. So I'm sure, if you look at it as just fight based, like win losses, the UFC probably could have been like, oh well, he's on the line or whatever, kind of thing. But for me, I didn't think about that at all. It was just like, okay, yeah, I know I needed to win. Of course, like just because I wanted to win myself, too. It's been a long road, so like my family can really use it. So of course you want to win. So, but it was never any added pressure or anything like that. It was just go out there, perform the best you can, to the best of your ability, and let's get this win.
I think it always helps with your fight style as well. You have exciting fights, so like people always want to see your fights. So UFC like that.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that way too. I feel like, everybody gets excited to see my fights. I was the second fight of the night. I love it. I can fight first fight of the night, second fight, whatever, be the main event, co-main, whatever. For me, it doesn't matter. Either way, I'm going in there to beat someone up. So it doesn't matter where I am, the earlier I am, whatever, it's cool. I get to get done and go eat pizza faster. So I'd like to put on fights, and I think people enjoy watching me too, no matter where I'm at on the card.
Yeah, and I see on your story you mentioned about that's like a tradition after fighting. I think you have it with your wife.
Yeah, definitely. We get pizza and the whole family, and me and my wife usually take a picture eating pizza. We did it this time just because it was we were separated and stuff, but we got pizza and had it together already, and just didn't get a picture this time. But nice. It's always tradition. Got to have pizza.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, you're a family man. You've got your kids and your wife at home, and you've got the BAM. Is it called the BAM Farm?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. And how did you get into that?
Actually, we were talking about it. My wife and I were talking for a long time. It started with me. When I was a kid, my grandpa used to tell me about his farm in Colombia, and it just kind of stuck with me all throughout the years. And as I got older and older, it's something I wanted more and more, and kind of talked about it with my wife. And I wanted like the off-grid lifestyle, like away from everything. Dug hand well, solar panels, whatever. But obviously, my wife wasn't for that, all that intense into it. So, and it definitely didn't make sense for like my kids and everything too. So we decided, we looked more into it, and she got more and more into it, and decided to move out to Tennessee and buy some property. Had a house, it's land, it's perimeter fence, but we've done a lot of work since we moved in. We've fenced pastures, tons of pastures, and got cows and chickens and goats, and we just really enjoy it. We wanted a different lifestyle to raise our kids in, and we think we got that. We wanted to be as self-sufficient as possible and know where our food is grown and raised, and what they're taking in and what's going inside of them and going inside our bodies in return. So it's definitely a fresh, great lifestyle that we really love. And to be honest, it's a lot like fighting. There's no days off. A lot of hard work, no days off. You can't take a day off because there's mouths that depend on you to feed them. Me, it's my family. I got to fight to put food on the table for them and bring in money. And, for the farm, it's the animals. I got to make sure I'm out there feeding them every day and giving them the love and care that they deserve. And, it's a lot of hard work, but it's so rewarding and worth it. Yeah.
It's definitely great to have that as well, especially in these times when it gets like this.
Absolutely. That's another thing is with COVID and everything, it's like we were set, as we have a lot of property around us. So it's like, separated from really everybody, only had to really go out if we needed something absolutely at the store or anything like that. But for the most part, we were pretty set. There's plenty of room for the kids to play and do stuff, and it's definitely a lot to do to keep busy. So, it's not like we were just stuck in our house, with neighbors all around us. It was, we can go out, we can get stuff done around the house, and also enjoy our time.
Yeah. How do you find managing your time? Because obviously you've got to deal with the farm, your kids, and then also training.
Yeah, it's it's definitely always being worked on. Managing time and everything, and trying to balance. That's always really hard, but I have a great team around me. I have family and friends, and my wife. She's the biggest part. I definitely couldn't do it without her, and wouldn't be where I'm at without her. She takes on a huge chunk when I'm at camp. She's running the farm, teaching the kids, watching the kids. Taking care of the house, all the animals. I mean, she's a superstar, man. I'm lucky to have her. I'm blessed. My kids really step up. They really help her a lot around the farm and taking care of the animals. So, I mean, they've really stepped up. We've all really, stepped up and to make these things happen. But it's a tough balance. I try to do everything I can to put my family first. That's the most important thing. So all my time is built around that. Obviously with camp and me having to travel and be gone, it's really tough. That's the hardest part, is being away from my family. The hardest part for me. But I make sure that while I'm gone and I'm there, I'm putting in the extra time. I'm doing all the extra things. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that I'm really making the most of my time and going to be the best come fight night. So that way I can perform at the ultimate level.
Mm-hmm. And obviously you've got your podcast as well. You've recently started.
Yeah.
Dream, Commit, Train, Believe.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a brand that my wife and I created, I want to say 2016 or something like that. It's off the initials of my kids' names and our last name. So 𝐃𝐑𝐄𝐌 DCT, and B Barberena. So my wife put it together. It's Dream, Commit, Train, Believe. And it's really just, our journey and what it took for us to get there, and what it takes to, continue making these dreams that, the things we want to do, and everything, and the steps we're taking. It starts with a dream, and it takes commitment and consistency, and getting in there and just going for it. You got to train your butt off, whether it be mentally or physically. You always got to train hard and learn new things and learn more of what you already know, and always believe in yourself. Not a lot of the time, not everybody's going to believe in you, so you just keep the belief in yourself, and you can make things happen. So it's a brand that we created, and originally it was going to be, a clothing brand, try to spread the word. I wanted to, show the youth and, other people that, who maybe are on the edge about chasing their dreams or wanting to go for something, that, it's possible. They're not alone. And I wanted to share like people's stories and tell, like, maybe some advice or things that can help them along the way that, maybe they're struggling to get started with. And so, it started as a clothing brand. We got some clothing made. It came back all wrong. So we sent it back, came back all wrong again. And so we were like, you know what, we're going to take a step back and kind of trying to figure things out a different way. And then just recently, I was like, you know what, I've been listening to some podcasts, and I was like, this is a great way that people can just, put a headset on and kind of listen to stories and hear about people's journeys, and, maybe get something out of it. So I decided to start a podcast on that, not just athletes, but artists and just everyday people who are going after it, and entrepreneurs and chasing their dreams. So it's really deep and close to our hearts, and we love it. It started out as just a family thing, and I decided to put it out there as, for the world to be a part of. So I'm really excited about it. It means the world to me. Obviously it's close to my family because it has their initials in it, but I hope to do big things with it.
Yeah, it sounds cool. It's definitely interesting.
Thank you.
It'll be good to be able to listen to the stories that people can tell, like you said.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, man. Just getting started.
Yeah, especially like the inspiring stories when you get to speak to some people. It's unreal how some people manage to find their way to where they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So back onto fighting now. Who would you see as an ideal next opponent?
I don't really have anybody in mind. Obviously, there's some people I'd like to fight down the road, but I don't feel yet that I'm still in a position to ask for anybody. I didn't feel like I was in a position to ask for anybody for the return fight. Whoever they wanted to give me, that was fine. And I still feel the same way. I'm always down to fight whoever. So it honestly doesn't matter who the name is. When I get a choice and they ask me who am I interested in fighting, maybe I'll have some names lined up. But as of right now, whoever they want to line me up with.
Yeah. And have you told the UFC when you're ready to get back in there? Or
I haven't spoken with them yet, but I'll be clear about it. I'm ready to get back in there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to go. I want to get in there. I want to get 2 to 3 more in before the year ends. So I'd like to get back in there and get a good win streak rolling.
Yeah. You Jimo boys just love fighting, don't you?
Yeah, we sure do.
Impa just loves it. He's always like calling out someone who's ready to fight every weekend.
Yeah, man, that's exactly who he is. It's not a joke either. You know, he's also real polite about it when he's asking people. You know, he's really just loved the competition, loved fighting, and he's always ready. He really is. I mean, he'd fight every weekend if he could.
Yeah, I remember when I first interviewed him, he said he was ready for Darren Till and everyone. I was like, okay, yeah, he's just throwing out the names. But then a couple of weeks later, he called out Martin Vettori, and I was like, okay, he's serious. He's not messing about.
Yeah, no. If there's an opening, if there's a chance that, you know, somebody needs a fight, I guarantee you his name is already in there. He's put it in himself.
Yeah.
You know, any opening, he doesn't care whether it's 85 up to heavyweight. Like his name's in the list. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's good because obviously, like we mentioned before, UFC loves people that come to fight and then are ready to fight whenever.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's definitely always ready, and you know, he'll go on a drop of a hat.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all the questions I've got for you. So thank you for coming on, and I look forward to seeing you in the cage again.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate you having me on. Love talking with you, man. Thank you. And I can't wait to get back in there and put on another show.